everyone, welcome to Realty Realness, the show where we talk all about the real things in real estate. I'm Liz.
And I'm Cerene. The topic for today is Ang Mo Kio SERS.
What is SERS all about? SERS stands for Selective En Bloc Redevelopment Scheme. It is where HDB can rejuvenate the aging housing estates. So when HDB flats are actually selected for SERS, residents will have to vacate the place in exchange for a replacement flat or like a BTO or sale of balance flat. And usually it comes with subsidies and grants to help them with the move lah. Then after that, HDB can actually use the plot of land and build new things on top of it.
Yeah, which is actually quite rare. And since it started from 1995, only 4% of the HDB flat in Singapore got chosen for the SERS, which many people will say that it's like Tio Toto, that kind of thing.
It's really very rare. But how come the Ang Mo Kio residents are like not so happy about it?
Which is why we're going to break it down in today's video. Ang Mo Kio SERS. What is happening? So 4 blocks along Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3 from block 562 to 565 have been chosen for SERS. They were completed back in 1979, so they are actually like 43 years old and left with a 56 years of lease. These flat owners are expected to vacate in the end of 2027.
Oh wow, then where are they supposed to go to?
By Q3 of 2027, the new replacement flat at Ang Mo Kio Drive will be built and ready for them to move in. Otherwise, they can also choose to go for BTO flats or sales of balance flats for like 10% priority allocation with SERS rehousing benefit.
That's good. Actually, Ang Mo Kio Drive is not too far away from their current place.
Yeah, they can also continue to live in this familiar environment where they can have the replacement flat together with their neighbors or relatives, which they like to stay near to each other.
I think that's nice how HDB is trying to ease the resistance for these residents to move. And speaking about easing the resistance, that's where the compensation, the subsidies and the grants all come in. So maybe Cerene, you can tell us, how are the flat owners compensated for their flats?
For the compensation is based on the market value assessed by the valuer appointed by the HDB. And on top of the compensation, right, HDB will pay a 10,000 removal allowance to help them move, and also on the stamp fee or legal fee for the purchase of their replacement flat.
Also, to sweeten the deal, there's actually a SERS grant of $30,000 for families and joint singles.
Yes.
But for singles, it's $15,000. So what if someone doesn't want any of the above options? Can they actually sell their house?
Yes, definitely. They can also sell their SERS flat on the open market at a premium because it includes all the rehousing benefit. In fact, some of them are actually listed for sales now.
Oh, so who are these people that will actually buy the SERS flats?
They are like young couples who have been eyeing for Ang Mo Kio BTO for very long but never due. Then in this way, right, their sure way of getting flats is by getting this allocation of replacement flat, which is assured 100% guarantee.
That sounds good. But is SERS really all rainbows and butterflies? Let's talk about the good and the bad. Okay, let's chat about the pros first. Okay, so number one, I think that it is moving into a brand new house. Everything is brand new condition. The neighborhood is clean. It's all modern and nice.
Best of all, you actually get a fresh new 99 years lease, which is almost double the lease for their existing flat. Because of that, right, is of a better resale value after that, which makes it a potential to make a good profit after the MOP with a subsidized price. That's why it's just like Tio Pio again.
Also, the subsidized price for the new replacement flats is actually cheaper than what they can find in the resale market. There's a comparable flat. One of the pros is that the location of the flats is actually located near major schools, IT College Central, as well as
NYP and the Anderson Secondary School.
And SIT as well. So I think it's pretty good for those families with children that goes to school.
Which also brings us to the cons. Because of the location is also a con. Some of the residents have been living here in Ang Mo Kio for like 40 plus years and have planned to retire there. They have grown to attach to the area very much, and the amenities there hold sentimental values to them.
Yes, and the next con I think is the size. Actually, the SERS flats that the flat owners are moving out from are from 3-room to executive flats.
Yes.
But the replacement flats are only from 2-room flexi to 4-room flats, which is... imagine you are happily living in a huge executive and then you are being forced to
downsize.
Yeah.
One of the biggest cons that we have seen on the news, that some of the flat owners may not be able to afford the replacement flat. Even they have to top up like 100 to 150k in cash.
And bulk of these residents are all senior retirees, so they are no longer working, and at their age they may not even qualify for any housing loans. So they are either forced to downsize or they actually have to dig into their retirement savings in order to pay for this extra.
Not to forget, right, when they move into their new flat, they also have to spend money to renovate or at least do up the kitchen. Do you actually think that this is fair for them?
Well, I think that their reaction is normal because they have been living there happily for 40 over years, and all of a sudden they are being forced to accept the change.
Some of the residents actually expressed that they don't really need a fresh new 99 years lease. And HDB is actually looking into this and trying to assist them from here.
And also, HDB actually did say that the compensation amounts they provided to the
Yeah.
flat owners are not the final ones.
Yeah.
The final compensation notice will actually come at the end of the year, which hopefully is able to make them happy lah. And we're jumping in now as HDB just announced the new latest rehousing options just as we are editing this video.
Yep.
So yeah, I believe there's a lot of pressure on HDB, especially the residents were very vocal about the situation.
Yes.
The internet was going wild. And also there was an adjournment motion raised by one of the MPs for
Yes.
Ang Mo Kio GRC, Ms. Nadia Samdin. So, Cerene, what was the update?
Firstly, eligible homeowners under the SERS will be able to purchase a fresh new replacement unit on a shorter 50 years lease. Instead of a fresh 99 years lease, this makes it much affordable and is also around the same remaining lease on their current flat.
Oh, that's really good. Let's illustrate with an example. So according to a letter that HDB sent to the residents, a 92 or 93 square meter 4-room SERS flat on the 6th floor has a market value of about $415,000. A 90 square meter replacement flat with a 99-year lease also on the 6th floor is estimated to cost $470,000 after the SERS grant. So residents will have to fork out $55,000 for a replacement flat. If they go for the 50-year lease, the same flat is $359,000 after grant. So the residents will get to pocket $56,000 in cash or in their CPF.
I think it directly tackled the issue for the topping up of cash, and it's good for senior citizens who don't really care about fresh 99 years lease.
Yeah.
Some residents do really welcome this. However, would there be any issue with the option?
I do agree that this solution was actually tailored for the seniors, for those who are wishing to age in place and have one home for the rest of their life. But at the back of our minds as real estate professionals, this solution actually does raise a few issues. If we go into resale after the 5-year minimum occupation period, then there's a unique situation where you see the block is actually just 5 years old, but there are some units that are left with 45 years of lease. According to Bala's curve, the lesser the lease remaining, the faster the depreciation or the lease decay of the house becomes. Is something to take note of if you are actually considering the 50-year lease, because at the end when you want to go into resale, it may not be so easy to sell.
Yes.
It's possible, but not as easy as compared to the other units that have 95 years remaining. Okay, so what's the other update from HDB?
Well, previously, for those who had not taken up the lease buyback scheme at the time of the Ang Mo Kio SERS was announced, were barred from applying for this scheme. But now flat owners who are at least 65 years are allowed to do this. They can also sell their tail-end lease of their flat to HDB after retaining the years of lease required to cover them till the age of 95. With the proceeds, they can top up the CPF retirement account and purchase a CPF life plan to provide a monthly payout for life.
Let's illustrate the math with an example. A 65-year-old couple is currently living in a fully paid 3-room SERS flat on the 6th floor with an estimated market price of $315,000. They have to retain at least 30 years of lease in order for the flat to cover them till age 95. If they opt to retain 30 years of lease, valued at $192,600, and sell the remainder to HDB, their lease buyback proceeds will be $122,400. The couple can then buy a new replacement flat with a similar 30-year lease, which is estimated to be $139,000 after grant. As the estimated market value of their SERS flat under the lease buyback scheme is valued at $192,600, this means that the couple will also receive $53,600 in total net proceeds. They will also get a lease buyback cash bonus of $30,000 if their SERS flat is actually a 3-room unit, or $15,000 if their unit is a 4-room flat.
Well, that's good news. The senior resident don't have to worry about being able to afford the new home.
Yes, and for the young ones, this is actually your opportunity to take up a new replacement flat or a BTO project of your liking with a fresh 99-year lease.
Yep.
And also it comes with plenty of rehousing benefits and a subsidized price. So do take advantage of it.
If you are a SERS resident, what should you do?
First, you want to have clarity on your finances to better understand what your options are. So you should wait for the final compensation notice that will come at the end of the year and speak to your trusted real estate agent to help you with your calculations.
Yes, and to find out if this makes financial sense to you, to sell your flat to HDB or to sell at a premium to the open market, to get a replacement flat for 99 years or 50 years lease, or to get a cheaper and older flat from the resale market.
Yep, if you need property advice on your SERS situation or if you know anyone that's going through this, do give us a text at our numbers below and we'll be happy to assist you. That's all for our topic today.
And subscribe to us for more Realty Realness.
Bye! 这样啊？
这样啊？
这样啊 okay. And also there was an adjournment.
The SERS will be able to purchase a new breathe.
Oh, they will also get a lease buyback cash bonus.
Video spoiling. Or to get a replacement fat. A replacement fat.
I give you my replacement fat.